Hi, this is Kevin Thomas. Welcome back to the At Home Film Festival. We're ending our month of love, so let's take a look at lesbian love. Now, some people have asked me, but Kevin, you're not a lesbian. I know that, but I don't have to be a lesbian to enjoy a quality movie. As I said last week, I believe in quality in my equality. And I have discovered so many wonderful lesbian-oriented films at many film festivals, so I want to share some with you. And let's get started. So first of all, like usual, I am not doing all the movies you can easily Google and know about, like Carol. I mean, there's a whole bunch of mainstream films that you don't need my help on uncovering. So let's find some that maybe are a little older that we might have forgot about but are still noteworthy, or some newer ones. But let's take a look at lesbian love, okay? Let's start fun. I love, but I'm a cheerleader. This movie by Jamie Babbitt, who is so talented. She's done stuff like The L Word, Girls, Silicon Valley. She's got Emmy nominations and wins. She's a writer, director. She's everything you'd want to see in a filmmaker. And this early film of hers, But I'm a Cheerleader, has a great cast. It's got Natasha Lyonne as a young high school girl. She's a cheerleader who goes through an intervention from her family because she's following all the stereotypical things that lesbians should like. So she goes to this camp run by Kathy Moriarty, who to me is like a big drag queen. And there she falls in love with Clea DeVille. Oh, what a fun story. It's very fun. It takes all the stereotypes we have of lesbians and gay men. It's like Jamie Babbitt married or had a child with John Waters, because she even steals Mink Stole from the John Waters ensemble. This movie, oh, and look, RuPaul plays a man who also has been converted to straight life. He tells us all at the beginning of the movie he was once a gay, but apparently you can't fix things. So did you see him there? Anyway, movie is so funny, uplifting. It's the one you should watch with all your straight friends because it's a riot. It's available on some streaming devices, not the popular ones right now, but some streaming devices. And they recently released a new director's cut you can get on Blu-ray or DVD. So if you want to own it, this is one to own. So funny. Oh, Michelle Williams is in it too before all her Oscar nominations. She did a lot of stuff as a younger actress. So let's keep watching this fun, But I'm a Cheerleader. So I had to include this movie. It was a tough decision because I kind of talked about it before. It's called Cloudburst because the two lead actors are straight. And a lot of times, especially lately, like when James Corden got a lot of backlash for being in The Prom instead of a gay actor, I can completely understand that. But sometimes it takes our straight friends to help promote our lifestyle and bring it to more of a bigger audience. So thank you, Olympia Dukakis and Brenda Fricker, for being in this wonderful movie, Cloudburst. And if we remember, a lot of gay people play straight roles, so we don't get mad at them for that. I mean, I'm sure in all those Rock Hudson movies, he was muff diving with Doris Day on camera, but in real life, oh no. But anyway, Cloudburst is very important because it's about a couple that's been together for years, and one of them is getting ill, and her family wants to take over because the other one is not her partner, is not her wife, it's just her roommate. So this happens to a lot of us in the real world. So we really need to have our rights cared for, because what they do, instead of just falling for what the kids say, they go on a road trip. They escape to a life of love and happiness. And we all should do that. You should, first of all, legally be bound to who you love. It doesn't matter if you're married or paperwork. There's a movie that I love called Bridegroom. I gave it away at Christmas one year to so many people because I wanted to make sure people's relationships are solidified, so that they can make sure that if anything happens, they are the loved one. Anyway, you could find this on many streaming devices, so let's watch this together and have fun with Cloudburst. Our next movie, Saving Face. I'm a little mad at the creator of this movie, Alice Wu, because this movie is amazing. I think she waited years and years to make her next movie, the half of it, which is currently on Netflix. This one, by the way, you could watch Saving Face on Prime. But it's about two young, attractive Asian women that are trying so hard to be loved and be true to themselves. In the meantime, they have families that don't accept, of course, a same-sex love. But then another little drama is thrown into their life when one of their mothers, played by Joan Chin, has her own secrets and problems that are not accepted by her culture. So that makes two interesting stories combined into one. It's a beautiful love story. It's fun. It's interesting. So let's save face and watch Saving Faith. Our next film is one you'll have to invest a little money in because it's one of those early access movies. It should be at the theaters. It's called Summerland. So it's not a few dollars to rent. It's like 12 or 15. Anyway, it's really such a lovely story. I'm finding it to be the Lesbian Notebook. So here we have Emma Artington, who is sort of a miscast in town. And her story is told through flashbacks, which is why I connected to the Notebook. Everyone thinks she's a little odd in town, and she is forced to take on a child during the war as his father is at war. And in the meantime, the child's learning things about her, including a love that she had. And guess what? It's lesbian. Now, my favorite surprise, besides just loving the movie from start to finish, is the person who plays her love interest is Gugu Mbatha-Raw, who is one of our greatest actresses alive today, and not everybody knows her name. I had to even study to say it right. Hopefully, Gugu, I did it correctly. She was in The Morning Show on Apple Plus. She was in this great movie, Belle. She played a Beyonce-type star in Beyond the Light. She's really a talent, and she shines here with everybody else. Really great love story, a little quirky and weird, which is fun too. But I really recommend you spend the extra money and watch Summerland. I fell in love with Signature Move at a film festival and with the co-writer and star Fawzia Mirza. She is so amazing. I've seen her in many other things. She was in a movie called Gunkel, I think it was a title. She was in the web series Her Story, but she plays a Pakistani woman who, of course, her mother wants her married to a man and start a family. That's what life is, right? Well, she meets a really interesting Mexican woman. They're discussing the book 50 Ways to Love Your Beaver, I think it was called. Seriously. And they develop, of course, a love story. So they had to figure out a way to tell her mom, make sure that everybody knows they're in love. They don't need to be set up with a man. But in the meantime, it's a wonderful, wonderful movie. It does cost a little to rent right now, only 99 cents. We all have 99 cents. Go look on your couch. Director Lisa Donato, by the way, has also a great, promising career. She not only did this movie, which I, of course, love, but in last year's film festival circuit, she had Gossamer Fold, which I can't wait to come to theaters, hopefully sometime soon. Liz in September almost didn't make my list because it's not only about a love story, but it's about a friend story. And I was trying to focus just on love between two people, but I just love this movie, and it's very infectious, and it reminds us of friends and how we miss them all right now. And I also had some interesting tidbits about this film. When they were filming this Venezuelan film, they didn't realize this is being marketed as the first Spanish-speaking lesbian film. They didn't know that. But plot-wise, it's about a group of women that get together every year to celebrate Liz's birthday. And they have some woman who gets stuck because of a broken car for a couple of days, so she kind of joins the parties. Boy, does she decide that Liz is worth it. And you know what? Liz is hot. Patricia Velasquez is a beautiful, physically beautiful woman. And she's also very nice because I have a story. So when this movie was at film festivals, the cast stayed at the hotel that I worked at. At the same time, President Obama was in town. So the police took up every white space. They took up our yellow zone for the media loading and unloading of passengers. Guests, of course, weren't happy. They didn't care. They wanted to get their car. So when Patricia came in one time, two of the police officers said, "Hey, who's that? Could you introduce us?" I said, "Absolutely, if you move your car when you're done." So I went and asked Patricia if she would meet them. She came up. It was the day of the premiere. She was so beautiful. She had this really beautiful, I remember it was like a green blouse with a little thin tie, no shirt. That was actually, very open. Anyway, they met, I keep wanting to call her Liz because I so identify with the character. They met Patricia. She walked away and they go, "Wow, we would love to get to know her better." I go, by the way, she's a lesbian. Oh, their faces dropped, but their cars did move. Anyway, I've got one more really good movie. You ready? Here we go. My final film is not only stunningly beautiful to look at as we see here, it is a magical, beautiful love story called True Love. It's sort of a May-December romance where a young woman, co-writer and star Shauna McDonald, she ends up falling for one of her friend's mothers, who of course the friend is a little upset about that. Their story is so beautiful. This movie really tugs at my heartstrings. I could probably watch it every Valentine's just because I love love, or I could watch it today because it's free on Prime. Beautifully told story. I know I keep saying that, but as I watch it here, I'm just smitten with the characters and the lushness of the way it's filmed. Like, look at that. That's a beautiful scene. I really, really highly recommend this movie, and whether you like lesbian films or not, this should be one you should watch. Really. So I can't talk about the elephant in the room, so this really isn't on my list, two of us, because I've never seen it. It's on the short list for Best International Film at this year's Oscars, so it's probably good, because it got cut from like a whole bunch to I think 10 or 15. The funny thing is, I really tried to see this movie as a blogger. They sent me screeners, but both times as I tried to input the codes and everything online, I had technical difficulties. Two different film festivals where it said, I'm sorry, but you've already seen it. So I hope that I'll watch it one day. In the meantime, you can watch it and give me comments below and tell me what you think. And let's see if this lesbian love story gets Oscar nominated. So we're going to end with another big film that all lesbians and friends of lesbian films know about, Desert Hearts. I was going to do a runner-up list, but I decided I have so many other great lesbian love stories. I'm going to have a part 2. So I might have missed yours, but I apologize. It could have been just bubbling under. I can only do so many in one episode. So if you have lesbian movies you want me to do in the future, let me know. But there are so many great ones that you've already heard about. So let's find some new gems. In the meantime, let's enjoy lesbian love. I will see you next week. Remember to share, subscribe, tell those who subscribe to share, oops, wrong word this week. Click on the notifications button so you can hear from me sooner than you think. Anyway, this is Kevin Thomas. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.